And now, your main event. Introducing the hosts of Wrestling with Freddie, Jeff Dye, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
All right, Jeff, how are you, sir? How was your weekend? Where the hell were you? Did you make people laugh?
Feeling good. I was in Arizona, got to make the nice people of Tempe, Arizona laugh, and then for the weekend I headed to Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the Basketball Hall of Fame. Now I'm back. That's why I'm wearing the Boston hat. It was pretty close to Boston. We were in New England area, so, you know.
Ish, yeah, you were New England adjacent.
Yeah.
Nice, man. What did I do? My son's racing. He got his racing go-kart. We got this sick-ass go-kart out of Las Vegas, and I finally came out here. So we, I guess I could say this because no one will know where it is. I gave $100 to a valet at a parking structure after it was closed, or as they were closing, and I said, hey, man, could we come in after you guys are closed? Would you stay a little bit? Let my son, run a couple laps in his cart. Not only did he let him do that, he didn't just give us access to one floor. It was a 3-floor level. He was like, yeah, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Nice. So my son raced his go-kart in this badass parking structure with no cars in it except ours and just hauling ass. And the engine's so loud. It's not electric. And he's screeching the tires and drifting around turns and doing his thing and having a lot of fun.
This is great.
He wants to be an F1 driver when he grows up, and this is the next step. He was at K1. I don't know if you guys have K1s nationwide, but it's like a branch of like electric go-karts, and they're indoor and outdoor sometimes. And my son like fell in love with it the first time we went, broke their local record like the second time we went. And they were like, yo, he should come to our tournaments. And that's how they drum up business. And the winners get like a lesson with an F4 driver or something like that, right? And so he went and he won the first tournament that he went to. So he got a lesson with a real race car driver. And then at a certain point, he goes, Dad, I like this, but I want it like more of a challenge. He was fucking smoking everybody.
I love that.
And he goes, could we go to the next level of go-karts? And so we looked around and everything was like 2.5, 3 hours away. I was just dying because I wanted my kid to be able to pursue his dreams, right? Because not everybody gets the opportunity to do that, but I don't know how to pull it off. And my god sister was in town. My godfather was this dude named Bob Wall. You guys should Google him. He was in all the Bruce Lee movies. Bruce used to beat him up. He was a badass guy. His daughter, Shanna, is basically my cousin, but her cousin is an ex-race car driver who still races as a hobbyist, but he more coaches now. He coaches like Patrick Dempsey and Sandra Bullock and like all these famous people, and he coaches kids, and he's 15 minutes from my house. And he has access to all these tracks. So from a 3-hour drive to a 15-minute drive. And this dude hooked us up with the cart. He does all the maintenance on the cart. He stores the cart for us. He's an awesome dude. His name's Dan. That was my weekend, man, was racing with my kid. We took him out to dinner afterwards, or beforehand, sorry. Took him a little test drive later that night. And that was it. That was the weekend, dude. But we got a lot of wrestling to talk about.
I know it's not F1, but I'm friends with Danica Patrick. If that she's a race car driver. And that's how she started.
Indy cars, right?
She does NASCAR, but
NASCAR. That's what it was.
Because I know nothing about race car driving. So like when we first started hanging out, I was asking her all those questions, like how did it start? Like how does this? And she was explaining just like what you said. It's just a go-kart. Like it was a lot of like races, and then you try to place and you make your name that way, doing all these races and stuff. And she was always in a little go-kart, and so.
That's exactly what they told us. Yeah, we're on the exact same path, man. Yeah, Danica Patrick's cool, man. I thought she did Indy too, but I guess NASCAR was her thing. I don't know. I'm just now learning about F1. There's a show on Netflix called F1 something, Surviving to Win.
I know nothing about any of it.
But my son likes it, so I watch it with him. He also likes anime, so I watch that. So if you want to talk anime, I'm your fucking guy. All right, lots of wrestling, guys. A little bit of news. People were talking about Vince McMahon's trying to get his company back, his precious WWE back, and he's using Saudi-backed money. I'm not trying to toot our own horn, Jeff, but we told you guys this months, not weeks, not days, not minutes, months ago, we told you that the Saudis were going to try to buy this, and that TKO wasn't loving how much they paid for it, and that they weren't loving the quick return on it, because it's all about a stock price, and stock price, they don't want long term, they want quick term, because these people bitch and moan. That's how movies get made now. They literally bring ideas to a board of stockholders and say, hey, these are the movies we'd like to make, please greenlight them. There's no more like heads of studios or networks anymore. They all have bosses. It sucks. And this is the same thing that's going on with TKO now. It's why they've raised the prices, crazy prices. We saw third row single tickets for both shows with a backstage where you don't even know who you're going to meet for like 40 G's. Who in America is going to pay for that? Who's going to spend that kind of money to go watch professional wrestling? You're going to get to meet
Titus O'Neil and the Boogeyman, and then you're still going to be in the third row, and you spent almost 50 grand. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what is going on? And they're like, yeah, but we gave you a WrestleMania shirt, and it's just the generic one that just says WrestleMania with the emblem on it.
That's exactly what it is. It totally sucks, man. What are they doing? This is the opposite of what professional wrestling was supposed to be. Like, could you imagine if monster trucks got bought out and suddenly started charging like $800 a ticket to go watch fucking, like, people would go, yo, I'm not going. So anyway, not only have they done that, but they have now blocked any commercial establishments, meaning like bars and restaurants and movie theaters, within a 50-mile radius of the venue from streaming the events and having these watch parties, which we're all used to.
Unheard of.
It's stupid, bro. Go ahead, please rant away.
Well, I was just going to say it's unheard of. When you have the Super Bowl, there's Super Bowl watch parties. And especially in those towns, because the reason people want the Super Bowl to come to their city is because they can make profit at their businesses and things, having all the tourism in, but also having watch parties where you can sell tickets to your bar, which are infinitely cheaper than the actual event, but then you live stream the event and have a good thing. And now somehow wrestling has gotten so greedy that they go, we don't even want people watching it. And you're like, what? Like, what is going on? Not to mention, this is an interesting thing that fans might not know, is me and Freddie I went with Freddie, but we had a suite at one of the nights of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And what I found curious is that when you have a suite in the NFL or MLB or the NBA, which I have, it's on all the monitors. So if something big happens, you're watching live, but then you'll look up at the monitor and be like, oh, check out this, or you'll watch the replay, or you can hear the broadcast, At WWE, when we were back behind the suite getting food or wandering around the arena to go to the bathroom, or when we were in the suite, it's not on any of the monitors. They won't let you watch any of it. And I remember thinking, this is really strange for how luxurious of an experience this is, that we can't even watch it on the monitors. And how expensive it is. Yeah, not cheap. And now they're doing that to the surrounding areas. Like, how much greedier can it get? It's insane.
Yeah, man. As soon as TKO bought these guys, we had and other people speculated how far they might go. But yeah, they're pricing wrestling fans out of the wrestling business. And I don't think they're going to sell out Mania unless they change their ticket prices. And if they don't, maybe that's the lesson learned there. And then they go, yeah, we need to lower these prices. But I don't think they're gonna. I think they're trying to make this as valuable as possible and dump this off on a quick sell. I said it was going to be 5 years or less. I might change that to 3 years or less. But yeah, this is crazy. But like, I have whatever issues I have with corporate greed, right? Like a lot of people do. But this, like the wrestling business, like what? How are you pricing wrestling fans out of wrestling? Like you don't want them to watch?
It's happening fast. Yeah, and now I got to go to Saudi Arabia to watch the Royal Rumble, and I would have never thought that was a thing.
Yeah, shout out to AEW for still getting it right. I know that, they're only in smaller theaters. I don't care, man. They're doing it right, and the tickets are way different, and their public relations are way different. Like they're getting it right, and WWE's getting it a little wrong right now. I wish they would take a few, as Meek Mill once said, take a few steps back and look at yourself. Anyway. Also, I'm not going to name the wrestler,
but I am friends with a very successful, famous wrestler. He was complaining about how hard it is for even him to get tickets. We're talking about a Hall of Fame level WWE wrestler, and he's like, comp tickets used to be easy. Now if I take my family and I want them in good seats for a big show, he has to pay. I had my family at WrestleMania, and it cost him $25,000 to bring his family to his WrestleMania.
Yeah. They used to comp tickets for celebrities, right? Because they would cut to the celebrities in the arena, and you would wave, and they'd put your name up there, and you're helping them, so they're helping you. And it was this, well, let's wash each other's hands type situation. They got rid of that. And so they said, okay, I was asking for tickets one time, and they're like, all right, but you have to pay. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I never have before. I can, but that's cool. And they were like, yeah, and then we need you to do this like not red carpet thing, but like a press thing, and we're going to cut you on camera during the show. And I was like, hold on a second. I'm paying for you to cut to me and use me as publicity to make your show more mainstream. I was like, are you guys crazy? I was like, I'll pay, but no, you don't get access to it. I'm not doing interviews for you backstage and doing press and publicity and stuff like that. And I'm paying. I was like, you guys are being weird. AEW is the exact opposite. AEW, they're like, what can we do? Is there anything you'd like to do? If not, it's totally cool. But if you want to, we can, do you have ideas? Otherwise, we'll bring stuff to you. Like they're the complete opposite. And that's how WWE used to be. That's how I got the job at WWE, was through their old school publicity department and public relations department. Because they were like, yo, we'll hook you up with tickets. We're going to cut to you in the show. And literally the lady was like, yo, you should work here. And that was what gave me the idea to like take the job there. And it was because that department was so top shelf, like so top shelf. And it's just not now. Anyway, let's talk wrestling, dude. We had a little Friday Night SmackDown. We had a little Monday Night Raw. And we have a little AEW. I think AEW is doing better right now than WWE. I'm liking their product a little bit more. But I will say this, every time it's a week out from a premium live event, the episode on WWE usually sucks because they don't want to work anybody, because they don't want anyone to get hurt, like what happened on Monday Night Raw with Bronson Reed, which is friggin' horrible on multiple levels. We'll get into that too. First, we're going to talk some SmackDown. The opening segment was Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, and Drew McIntyre. Cody opened the show. Then he gets confronted by Fatu, who lets everybody know, and we all know that he would have won if he didn't get effed with. And that's basically what he said, because he's a badass. But I think they're saving Fatu for next year's WrestleMania, and they'll keep building him up, giving him obstacles, building him up, and that'll be his destination. I don't know if they're going to triple threat this year. That might be too fast. It would be fun for us. That's what we want, but I don't know if they're going to do that. Anyway, security eventually had to escort Fatu out of the building. Drew was supposed to have the night off, but he showed up because he's a dick. You know how Drew McIntyre's a dick. But it was all in all, it was a good segment. Friday Night SmackDown was a million times better than Monday Night Raw, for the record, as far as the stories they told. And there might have been some hurdles they had to jump, and maybe they had to change the show because Bronson got hurt. But I just didn't enjoy Monday Night Raw this week. Anyway, Friday Night SmackDown was looking good. He's like not just a badass, but he does a lot of psychological warfare too, because he's really good on the microphone. So you can give him that kind of stuff and the things he's going to say, like the way he was talking to Sammy the week before. And he's like, no, you're a good man, Sammy. You're a good man and a great wrestler. And one day it'll be. And then he helped him try to win, good. Right? Like that. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, so that's kind of his vibe. We all know Fatu's vibe because he says it every week. He's all gas, no brakes. And we get Cody's vibe because they told a 2-year story on who Cody was, the underdog that we can all relate to. And that's still kind of the character that he's playing now, even though I don't see the title around his waist for a little bit. I think it's going to stay on Drew for a while. But I like the segment, Jeff. What about you?
I liked it a lot too. I do think that they will add Fatu for like a triple threat for WrestleMania. I think that's going to happen.
I hope you're right, dude.
Oh, yeah, I think that we're in the era of young bucks. You know, we're watching the Cenas and the Brocks and the AJ Styles is retire, and I think that there's a big push for all these young guys, and I think this is the year for Fatu as far as that goes. But I'm not sure.
Dude,
but I will say,
man.
I'm unlike the internet. I'm not tired of seeing Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. I love it. I think it's good. Like I think I've said it on this.
Yeah, they're both great.
Podcast before. I could watch it forever. Like I'm never tired of it. It's great. I love everything Drew McIntyre does. I love everything Cody Rhodes does. So it's good. But I do predict,
and they've been keeping it fresh too.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, moving on to some ladies wrestling. We had a qualifier match, and we'll get into our picks for the Elimination Chamber on the Thursday show on Unsanctioned. Almost called it Uncharted, but that was a video game. I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4 on a replay, Jeff. It's a fun-ass game. Anyway,
what game?
Fallout 4.
Okay. I'm looking for a new game, so that was a little sign from God.
Maybe, bro. Or you could get Halo Wars, and we could co-op against the Covenant and take out the alien species and have the human race dominate the universe.
Itching for a new game, you know?
These are old games, but they'd be new to you.
Catching my eye.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I meant new.
Although WWE 2K is coming out, though, pretty soon. I saw some commercials for that. Those games are always kind of fun. Kind of fun. They get old quick, though. Anyway, we had Kiana James, who's new to the roster. She's been repping Julia and been wrestling. And if you follow her or Charlotte Flair on Instagram, they're workout buddies. So I kind of knew who was going to win, because every time you see Charlotte Flair working out with someone, that's someone she wants to put over. So that's a good way to like figure out some of her matches. If she's like new friends with somebody, it's because she believes in their work and she wants to give them an opportunity. And she did. And Kiana James gets a sneaky pin out of the figure eight. Everyone was shocked and in awe, but she ain't winning the chamber. That's a spoiler. Just letting you guys know. Jeff, did you want to talk about the match, or should we move on to the men's qualifier with Trick Williams? Let's talk about it.
I'll say that I'm shocked that Kiana James won. Even after she won, and we're watching Monday Night Raw and everything, and they keep putting the graphic up of all the people in the chamber, I keep going, even her face sticks out on that. Like, how is Kiana James in the Elimination Chamber? Like, yeah. I don't know why, but it's very puzzling. I'm happy for her. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I'm just really surprised by it and impressed by her. She's strong. She's really attractive. I think she's good on the mic, which is probably why they let her be the manager of these other gals. I just wanted to say I like her, but I'm shocked that she's in it. Really, I mean, good for her.
Men's qualifier for the chamber: Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest. Let's talk about it. I fucking love Trick Williams, dude. I think he's so fucking cool on the mic. The backstage stuff works better than the in-ring stuff. When he's like talking to people and talking shit to them and not even giving them eye contact, like looking into the camera instead and breaking the fourth wall. That's so disrespectful and awesome. I think it's fucking great. And give him time in the ring, man. I think he'll get better. He's hyper athletic and he'll learn how to tell the stories that these guys who've been doing it forever can tell stories. But I think he's like an ex-football player, so you got to give these dudes time. Anyway, it was him, Carmelo Hayes. They had a little history on NXT, so these guys can work together pretty well, and you can kind of see a future program with them on the big shows. Damian Priest was in there to help get them over. Since he's gone to SmackDown, they have had nothing for Priest. Nothing. He did an ambulance match, which was cool, but it didn't take him anywhere. It didn't take him or Aleister Black to the next level. It was just a cool match. Damian Priest is good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He has a great look. He's hella strong. He can work with small guys, big guys. He can do an in-ring promo. His backstage stuff's better than his in-ring stuff. When he's with R-Truth, it's always gold. But yeah, they haven't done a thing with him. It's very weird to me. But
I started wondering if he did something wrong. Like he disappeared, and even when he came back, there was nothing. It was just like backstage segments of him like threatening a wrestler, like, and I'm like, is he in trouble? Has he got like locker room heat? Like, what is going on? He is so absent from how relevant he was at one point. Back in the day, he was in every segment. He was in two different kind of things, like two storylines simultaneously. He's wrestling Bad Bunny, which, you know, is one of the most famous musicians of the current times. Like, it just all seems strange that he's not as relevant.
Yeah, it's weird. When you invest time and money into someone, it's obvious. And when you don't, it's even more obvious.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just felt like he had kind of proved himself, you know, or maybe it's just they're saying, hey, we're trying to push other people and he's a good soldier. And he's like, yeah, man, I'll help out. I had my time. I'll get my time again. Let's get other people. It's that, or somebody's pissed at him, or they just don't know how to write for him. I don't know what it is, but I feel like he's being neglected. And I don't like that. Rhea Ripley versus Julia ended in a no contest because of those scumbags. Nia Jax and Lash Legend came out and beat everybody's ass, bastards. Io Sky came out. She made the save. I saw a clip online where Julia did a stomp on Ripley, and it looked like the most brutal stomp. Not a stomp like a curb stomp, like when their foot's on the back. Jeff sent it to me, and it was just fucking insane. Brutal. It was just brutal. I don't know if she just sold that super sick or if that was crazy.
She got a shiner from it. She got like a black eye.
Did she really?
Yeah, but what's crazy about it is like she just stopped wearing that mask because she had a face injury. And then
that's right, dude.
To deliver that move, I mean, it looked beautiful, and it's also getting Julia like a lot of, attention, which is good. Mm-hmm. I was hoping Julia would get some more eyeballs on her, like as far as she's so talented and so good. But like, what a way to do it! I mean, risking one of the most famous girl wrestlers currently was strange.
We had a little backstage moment with Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes that I just wanted to talk about because I think Sami did such a great job in it. He played it real insecure, almost like maybe there's a chance for him one day to go heel. He just wasn't having it, and then he shook it off, and he's like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing my shit out there. Just remember when you get the belt back, you had a little help this time, and, maybe give me an opportunity in the future. But I thought his acting was super on point. Even when they don't have matches for him, he finds ways to get over and really get the people behind him. And I just thought he came off super relatable in the segment. So I just wanted to throw that in.
Do you know Sami Zayn personally?
I met him once, but we don't have each other's numbers or anything. I talked to him backstage at like a house show. He couldn't have been nicer and kinder and was so generous with like sharing knowledge. I had a million questions for him about, wrestling and matches, and he had a lot about acting and Hollywood. And so we got on, but I don't like know him. We don't hang out or anything.
I met him briefly, and I get the impression that he is exactly the way he behaves on wrestling. Not behaves, but like good acting. Like if someone's a weird person in real life, they would be a terrible actor because they're like, I'm doing it realistic. And you're like, nobody acts like that. And they're like, but this is how, because, it's hard to be realistic when in real life, you're not even like that. And I think that Sami Zayn is an incredible actor, but I believe he's exactly like that. I'd love to know if somebody knows him, if that's true, because I think he is a really, really talented actor, but I don't know.
I think the hardest thing to do is play yourself. And so for you to say that, I think is a pretty big compliment, like from my side, because if he's able to just present himself honestly and truthfully and that vulnerably, that's a skill. That's a skill in itself, man.
Because he seems like a quiet, like modest guy. Like he's not the life of the locker room.
That's how he came off to me too.
He's not like this goofball. He's just kind of a sincere, kind, nice, quiet guy. And so he's not the guy that dances around and does ska, like I think he really is ska. What we're seeing.
Bro?
Didn't he have a character where he would dance around to ska?
Yeah, I do remember that.
He's not that guy. He's the guy we're seeing now.
I love that. Jade Cargill went out, let everyone know that she's that bitch. Then Charlotte Flair was like, girl, this is my time. And Jade was like, this is my time. And Charlotte Flair was like, fuck you. And then walked off. And Jade was like, you're just going to walk away from the champ? Oh, hell no. And Charlotte Flair just wooed in her face and went and did her match. That was kind of cool. They've been playing at the two of them having a fight since Jade debuted.
Yeah.
With these like little standoff moments. So I like what they're doing with that. So see, I got good stuff to say.
What is with her scar? I texted you guys about it, but I don't understand.
She got her fucking head split open, bro.
Well, I remember that, but most of us, when we get a head wound or we get a cut or a scar, we don't start filling it in with spray paint or I
think it's dope as hell, dude. You don't like it?
I like it. I don't understand it. What is she doing? Is she filling her wound up with like tin foil or titanium? What's going on? Why isn't she just healing?
Because it's a dope scar, bro. You can't even tell if it's healing because she's covering it with all that makeup.
It's makeup or paint or like what's in there?
Well, the same shit. That's all makeup, whether it's paint or not. Like Jeff Hardy was wearing makeup. You know what I mean? That you could say paint your face, but it's makeup.
And so she's got a scar, and now she paints over the scar?
Hell yeah. It's original, bro.
Very
fascinating because you haven't seen it before.
Yeah, she looks like a T1. She's walking around. Go ahead, try to cut me open.
She looks like a damn Terminator for real. All right, Monday Night Raw from Atlanta, Georgia, one of the best wrestling cities in the world. About 1 million wrestlers live there, both retired and current. I did the math. We only bring you guys accurate statistics on this show. And the show opened up. By the way, it took a long time to get to celebrating AJ Styles. And this whole show was about, we're here to celebrate AJ. At no point did they say at the end of the show. Not a moment beforehand, by the way. But a lot of shit talking instead of celebrating. And Michael Cole and Corey Graves were out there. Gunther interrupted him and came in the ring, and he started telling everybody to shut the hell up. It's my time. And then Adam Pearce came out. Again, worst general manager ever in character. I think Adam Pearce is doing a great job as far as the performance goes. But worst general manager ever comes out and he's like, you shut up, Gunther. You listen to me. Gunther ain't shutting up. You shut up for 10 minutes. He's saying, Gunther, you shut up. You're the general manager. Cut off his mic. Just grab your mic. Go, yo, cut off his mic. And then that shuts him up. And then you can get in there and start talking. I thought that would have been better, but they didn't do it. They keep Adam Pearce as the weakest general manager in the history of general managers. Adam Pearce, he brought security with him. He didn't take Gunther out. Gunther was like, F your security, man. I won't be here anyway. You're going to celebrate the punk ass that I made quit or that I beat. He didn't quit. He passed out. He starts heading out, and then Dragon Lee out of nowhere comes in and starts whipping Gunther's ass, and they go backstage, and then Dragon Lee out of nowhere starts whipping Gunther's ass again, which leads me to believe, and I don't mean to fast forward this much, but it made me very, very sad. You know who the next wrestler he's going to retire is, right, Jeff?
Gunther?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's going to be fucking Rey.
Oh, Rey Mysterio? Dude.
He's going to want to avenge the Dragon Lee thing. They're going to have a face-off, and then he's going to kill Rey Mysterio, bro.
Dude.
And I'm going to be so sad.
How lucky is Gunther that they would even write this storyline that he just gets to be the guy? Like, I mean, it's pretty impressive.
You're dead on, dude. I mean, it is the character of all characters. I never lose, and everybody that you love, I get to end. Like,
yeah,
like it's just he's gonna be so hated, bro. It's great job. It's great storytelling, but yeah, it's gonna be Ray.
There must be people jealous that, like, oh, of course Gunther gets to be the guy who beats the. Like, I mean, there must be so much jealousy.
Following all the chaos, Cody Rhodes makes his entrance into his hometown. That's why he was on Monday Night Raw. He's in Atlanta. He knows what they want to talk about, but the Vision's not trying to hear it. And we got Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman, who said the name Brock Lesnar more times than Netflix has fucking commercial breaks. Anyway, Logan Paul taunted Cody, talked some trash, said Bronson Reed's going to win. I wish they would have let Bronson speak for himself, but they chose not to. Austin Theory was ashamed to be from Atlanta because they didn't love the Vision. They only loved the good guys, not the bad guys. And then they had a match, and I don't even want to talk about this fucking match because Bronson Reed got hurt. It looked like he tore his bicep, and that means Braun Breaker of the Vision is out. That means Bronson Reed from the Vision is out. I don't believe the other two guys can hold it together as far as, like, you know, executing at the level that they need to execute at. It's all on Paul Heyman's shoulders now. That's too much. He's going to, I think, switch focus over to Brock Lesnar a little bit. And this blows for professional wrestling. Braun Breaker's got a hernia. Bronson Reed, I don't know if it's a bicep. That's what he was grabbing. I don't think he was, you know, selling something else. I think he was, you know, genuinely hurt. And this is brutal. These are literally two of Jeff's favorite wrestlers. So I'll throw it to you here in a second. But this destroys creative storylines. Injuries destroy creative storylines. And so that's why I was saying maybe they had to, like, do some jumping mid-show, and that's why I wasn't digging Monday Night Raw this week, because I thought Bronson Reed was supposed to win that match, go to the Chamber, and he was going to be my pick to win the fucking Elimination Chamber. Since Braun Breaker's hurt, I figured they would put the focus on Bronson. I'm so bummed. It's fucking sucks, and I don't care who won the match. Neither one of those guys is winning the Chamber anyway. Go ahead, Jeff.
I mean, I don't have anything to add to that. I think it sucks that there's nobody that's a bigger fan of the Vision than me. I love every single person that's in the Vision. I like the music. I love Paul Heyman, obviously. I almost feel like it's some sort of wrestling gods are punishing WWE for all of the new things it's doing, you know?
It's karma.
You know, something.
They got karma'd by the wrestling gods.
Braun
You're charging
Breaker.
$40,000 for tickets? I'll injure all your wrestlers.
That's what it feels like. It's like Braun Breaker was the guy, you know? Like, it is so much so that it even leaked into the storyline of him being like, I'm tired of everyone saying that I'm the guy. when really, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets hurt, and then you get Bronson Reed now is hurt. And like, it just seems, I don't know. It seems frustrating, and I'm not happy about it, but there's really nothing you can do. I'm sure if there's one magic wand they could wave over wrestling that they would do, it'd be to wish that none of the wrestlers got injured. So, I mean, like, it's just everyone's frustration is probably the same on that, but it just sucks because it's happening to all my guys. I love the vision.
We had Natty versus Maxine Dupree. This match was really quick, really weird. I thought maybe she got genuinely hurt like Bronson did, but she's okay, and it just was a weird match. I don't know who they're pushing in the women's division besides Becky, who doesn't need a push because she can be in any storyline and just cut a promo and make you want to watch the match. I thought we were trying to push Maxine Dupree. Maybe it's a long-term push, and now this is going to be another pillar she has to get through or a boulder she has to push up the hill. But it made her look really weak, and it was weird. I thought we were making Maxine look strong. So it was a weird match to me, and it lasted 2 minutes. I felt like when I used to work there and they gave the girls 2 minutes and the entrances were longer than the match. So I wasn't vibing with it, Jeff.
I didn't like it at all. And I also don't understand, are they trying to simultaneously push Natty while pushing Maxine by giving us the same match over and over and over? Like, we get it. It's a new Natty. We get it. Maxine's badass now. She can wrestle. Like, I just don't understand what they thought they were trying to accomplish with this.
Yeah, I just don't know who gets over in that match. I don't know. I know who won. I just don't know who gets over. Like, right. I don't know who looked good because both, I don't know. It was weird. More Elimination Chamber news. Raquel Rodriguez defeats Io Sky and Kairi Sane. She's awesome. I love Raquel. She's humongous and can throw the girls halfway across the ring and smash them. And I like the big chicks. What can I say? Moving on.
Clip it. Just clip that. I like the big chicks. What can I say? Your wife is tiny.
I know. In wrestling, I like the big chicks.
And he says, I like the big chicks.
Beth Phoenix. I loved Beth Phoenix back in the day, man. I thought she was the coolest. I like all the buff ones. China, I loved all the buff ones, man. All the buff ones that can beat up Ripley, the little ones.
Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, Charlotte's probably the smallest of the. She's more tall and buff than she is big. You know what I mean? Like, I like Piper Niven because she was big. We had a retirement speech. AJ Styles came out. Finally, it was supposed to be a show about him. It wasn't. And then he got to make his. You're right. They kept advertising, this is the AJ Styles show, and there was no AJ Styles. So AJ came out. They took his gloves and his vest off, left him in the ring, and then a heartfelt thank you to the fans and his family who were at ringside. That's always nice. He thanked the locker room. Said he was glad that his final goodbye could happen in Georgia, which that's his hometown. I'm telling you, it's wrestling heartlands down there. Then he's soaking it up, and the lights went out. We're like, oh no, is Gunther coming to kill him again? No, it's not Gunther. It's the Undertaker, the dead man. And he was in the American Badass persona, and he cruised down because he's the man. Instead of fighting and wrestling, he let everybody know that AJ is going to the WWE Hall of Fame, which is, it is what it is. It's more of a commercial for their brand than Hall of Fame. Yeah,
also, like, that Wrestling Hall of Fame is like, of course, AJ Styles was going into the WWE Hall of Fame
10 years ago.
From the jump.
Before he was even in WWE, right. He deserved to be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
For sure.
Talk a little Liv Morgan and then Brock Lesnar, and then we'll get to AEW. Liv Morgan was in the middle of the ring. They put some subtitles on Stephanie Vaquer's last promo and let everybody know that watches Netflix what she said to Liv. Liv comes out. She brings out Steph. She brings out Jade. Although everybody kind of knew that it wasn't going to be Jade because Jade's on SmackDown and Liv's on Raw. They tried to swerve us, but I don't know how many of us fell for it. She picked Stephanie Vaquer and smashed her with the mic, and the champ went down like a champ. Like, she took that KO shot and just body limped to the floor. It was a great fall. And then Liv punched her in the face a bunch. Jay Cargill and her 6 Scar were like, all right, bitches, and then walked out the ring. Then Liv hit Steph with her finisher. What's it called? Oblivion, I think it's called. And then her and Dom had a little twirl and a nice moment. Dom looking great in the ring, as always. 2 belts around his waist. Most decorated current champion in professional wrestling. Y'all better recognize his greatness. I know the segment wasn't about him at all, but he still shined.
Yeah, I thought this segment was fantastic. I didn't understand why Liv was acting like a pouty kind of like, is that like her motivation for her character is I act like a teenage girl? Like I act like a 13-year-old girl behaves? Because like there's not a lot of depth to that. She like everything Liv's character does is like what like a 13-year-old girl would do. Like the pouting on his shoulder while they walk down. It's very
That's the writing, not the wrestler. But yeah,
it's very
I hear what you're saying. They've done that with the women for decades.
If it was all like a twist so that she could be badass and punch Stephanie Vaquera in the face with the mic, then I get it and I liked it because it was pretty cool and I liked that that's the way she chose her. Yeah, it was weird to even have Dom there. Like it feels like Dom doesn't know what to do while they're having their feud. Like when he's in the ring.
Bro, he just has to translate and be handsome. That's his responsibility, bro, and he does both great.
But he didn't translate when she got butthurt about Stephanie Vaquera's like promo that she
butthurt.
Well, it's like Dom didn't tell her what she was saying in Spanish. Yet
yeah, but he looked great. He looked handsome.
But somehow it made Liv cry, even though she didn't know what she was saying. And then she's like, I thought about it. And what you said about me, it's like, well, do you know Spanish all of a sudden? Like, what happened?
Maybe she's learning some from Dom. Look, I'm not going to argue with your logic here, but I'm not putting it on either wrestler. That's on the writers.
You just flashed me back to being like 10 years old watching wrestling and making like some sort of continuity point, and then my like nice friendly friend like you just did. I don't know. Maybe she's learning Spanish because she's hanging out with Dom so much. Like you're filling in your own.
I have so to. Happy. They forgot to do that in the writing, so somebody has to help them out.
So nice.
The weirdest segment of the night for me was the Brock Lesnar Paul Heyman one. They come out, get the great introduction. The Brock Lesnar with like 8 R's. Brock Lesnar, and then he proceeded to bury the entire roster. Why didn't anyone come out? Where the fuck was LA Knight? Why didn't LA Knight? He's literally said no one has the balls to come out here and face Brock Lesnar. And then literally no one had the balls to go out there and challenge and face Brock Lesnar. That sucks, man. Like that, You know how many dudes would legit be like, yo, please, can I have a match with Brock Lesnar? Like they would run out there. So have that in real life, like you can cut backstage and watch dudes fighting to get out there. But instead, just nobody came out. I was just like, yo, you're burying his opponent before his opponent even gets out there. Now, if he wins, even if he wins the match at Mania, he was still ballless in Atlanta. Like, what the fuck? I just don't understand. I don't understand that at all. But Brock got over, so I guess that's good, even though he's been over for 25 years. And Paul Heyman got over, but he's been over his whole life. Like, I don't understand why they had to get themselves over and bury the roster. It was a very weird segment to me, Jeff.
Yeah, now that you're saying it, it does seem strange.
It's weird.
I didn't think it was strange when I was watching it, but it's like, why are we doing this?
Who's getting over?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Every segment, somebody should be getting over. Someone that needs to get over should be getting over. And that's what wrestling's all about. And so I was just watching this. I was like, yo, how are we getting young people? The crowd was chanting for Oba. They're literally like, Oba, Oba. They want Oba in there. And Heyman doesn't acknowledge that. And he just says, there's no one back there that has the guts. No one that has the balls. He literally said balls. And then nobody answered the call. Nobody answered the bell. I was just like, oh, Borowski. Like, we just buried the roster. Like, what? There should have been dudes on SmackDown fighting to get out there. Like, yo, I got this, bro. I got this.
Yeah, why didn't Brock just turn on us and go, and I know all you wrestling fans can't even afford to go to WrestleMania anymore. Why doesn't he just bury us too?
I
know you're going to cry on your little podcast about how some of the wrestling segments don't fully make sense to you, you nerds.
That's right. It was a great promo from Brock Lesnar when he shit all over you and I.
Yeah, I don't like it.
All right, moving on. AEW, a sold-out Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento, California, the capital of California. Also, there's a wrestler, I think Maxine Dupree's from Sacramento, California.
I think she is too.
I think they said that, yeah, when they're from Sacramento, California, and her match won't last 2 minutes. Like, that was a weird match for me, bro. It was. Look, I'm usually the nice guy. So if I'm saying stuff, you know it was rough, bro, because I'm always trying to find the silver lining. The show doesn't start with a single in-ring segment, but more like this rapid-fire backstage promos, which was really fun. It was a fun way to start the show. I really liked it. A couple of the wrestlers needed to give a beat like the WWE wrestlers do and let the crowd cheer. And because like we really love seeing Swerve and we love seeing Kenny Omega, so let the crowd cheer for a second. Otherwise, I miss some of what they say because the crowd's cheering over them. But it was really fun and really cool, and I liked the way they opened it up. I thought it was a cool opening segment, and the whole show was fun, man. All of AEW. Was there anything you wanted to hit first, or do you want me to just jump into it, Jeff?
Jump into it.
All right, dude. TBS title, Willow Nightingale, Mina Shirakawa. We love Willow, bro. I think she's so cool. Promos need to improve a little bit, but she's getting better on the microphone. I think all the backstage segments really help people get the confidence to cut the ones out in the ring. And she's been getting a lot of those with homegirl. What's her name? I love her too. Harley Cameron. She's getting a lot of good experience with her because Harley's pretty good on the microphone and on the guitar and with a puppet.
She's a wildly talented person.
She's my new Santino, bro. Like, she's like great for comedy wrestling. I really like what she does. And now she's in there like taking beatings too, which is cool. Anyway, we had a main event. I'll get right into that first. Swerve Strickland versus Kenny Omega. Well, no, we're not going to get into that first. We're going to get into Jon Moxley. The werewolf, the real werewolf, not Jacob Fatu, the real life werewolf. That's why he doesn't wrestle on full moons, because he would kill a man if he did. He wrestled Mark Davis. Everybody knew who was going to win this match, but Jon Moxley still makes everybody look awesome. He took an absolute beating from this massive Australian. I think Mark Davis is Australian. Took a massive beating and then still gets the friggin' win. It was just fun, dude. AEW matches are just fun, bro. Like, everything they do, even when it gets a little too choreographed, it's still fun. I like choreographed fights in movies, so I don't give a shit as much as some other people do.
Sure.
But I loved this match, and it was with a dude that a lot of people aren't familiar with in Mark Davis, and it's still a compelling match with a compelling story. I thought it was really cool, man. And Jon Moxley's just a friggin' man. He's one of my favorite wrestlers in the business.
Same. I will say we need to work on the name Mark Davis. Can you think of... I mean, what are we doing? This reminds me of when I was a kid, and they're like, and in this corner, from parts unknown, weighing in at 500 pounds, the ultimate warrior, and the music. And they go, and then in this corner, Mark Davis. And it's like some jobber that just is going to, looks like he's from accounting. He's got blue trunks. There's no music. Like, it is, that is a tough name.
Who has a worse name, Mark Davis or any NXT dude ever?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because NXT names are like, it's Rip Ripperstein.
Yeah, they're tough. Yeah.
It's tough to get those names over,
yeah.
Bro. It's tough, bro. Yeah, the name is a very regular name, but I like Mark Davis, man. So I agree with you, but I'm not going in on him.
I like Mark Davis. I don't like his name.
Leave the big man alone, dude. All right, the TBS Championship 4-way. Willow Nightingale, the champ, defeated Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne's big and badass. I like the big ones. Willow Nightingale, big one. I like them. Marina Shafir, who's gotten way better, man. Early on, I was super critical of Marina Shafir because she did a match with Jade Cargill where she didn't sell. I didn't feel she didn't sell her finisher in a proper way. She was just kind of stone-faced when she was up there instead of being like, no, oh shit, oh no. Since she's worked with Jon Moxley, it's been a complete 180, and I think she's doing great work, and I just wanted to say that. I criticize people sometimes, so I want to compliment them when I get the opportunity as well. Mina Shirakawa, who everybody loves, is in there. But Willow's the champ. She's going to be the champ for a little while. She retained the championship. It's fun watching her win. It's fun watching the other girls bounce off of her because she's big and strong and can pick them up and slam them down and hits them with the shoulder, and they go down freaking hard. But she's in there, and as long as she's healthy, she's going to be defending the championship all the time. And she's a good workhorse, so I like her a lot. What'd you think, bro?
Yeah, I just love Willow. And I think that we're going to witness her be a gigantic wrestling star because how slow it's happening for her. Like as far as like she's it feels like she's been there forever. And
it's
like,
organic. It doesn't feel like she's being like thrown in our face like they did Roman Reigns in the beginning. Like she's earning the fans' love and respect. Yeah.
And even though I'm guilty of it, same with like Jade. Like Jade got, rushed to the front or the top. Even though I was a part of that, like it does rear its head and show sometimes. Same with Tiffany Stratton, even the Liv Morgan kind of like storyline of like where Stephanie McCare's like WWE handed you everything. You've just been here the whole time. Like I had to like actually earn it, like in real wrestling schools and indies and the circuit. All that to be said, I feel like Willow is really truly done the classic vintage wrestler path. And I think that she's going to, eventually we're going to see her be like one of the most famous kind of AJ Styles, if you will, of female wrestling.
I love that. The match of the week, everybody, was Swerve Strickland versus Kenny Omega. Swerve played the badass. Kenny played himself. The match was super, super fun. Again, AEW's matches are just so much fun to watch. And then Swerve went off at the end, even after the match was over, and made himself look awesome and great. Kenny Omega is putting guys over, which is always selfless and generous and super cool, and putting them over in a big way. So that was really cool. And then we had, as we bring the show to a close, so we're almost out of time, Jeff. We've probably had, this is a long episode, we probably had as many commercials as Netflix. By the way, commercials on the replay Netflix, I get the live show, but on the replay, you're going to have commercials? I mean, come on, man.
And that was their whole thing, by the way. Back in the day, they were like, we don't have, if you stream, you're not going to have commercials like TV. And now we're just right back to TV, aren't we?
But they want those $50 million salaries, so they got to charge everybody for everything, bro. All right, here we go. Don't get me started on anti-corpo shit. So we had MJF and Hangman Page face to face. MJF is the man on the microphone. You can put as much weight on his shoulders as need be, no matter who he's in there working with. And he's going to sell huge on what they say, and he's going to execute huge on what he has to say. I'll watch these dudes wrestle 20 times. I don't give a shit. As long as MJF is selling me the match and him and Hangman are in the match, I'm committed and I'm buying tickets. And I think Jeff, I think you and I are going to this match. I think we're going to get to see it live in Los Angeles. So yeah, dude, I'm pumped. What do you think, bro? Are you hyped?
Yeah, I'm very, very hyped to be in the presence of MJF and Hangman Adam Page, and we get to see it face to face. Like, that's going to be great.
Yeah, man. All right, you guys. Thank you for listening, and please join us tomorrow as we're going to give you our predictions for WWE's Elimination Chamber. Enjoy professional wrestling and enjoy the podcast. On behalf of Alex and Jeff, I'm Freddie Prinze Jr. Goodbye.